We are live. Thank you for being here. If you're just checking in, please tell me if you're checking in live or if you're watching the replay. We are going to have another conversation about the red pill. Now, we all heard things about the red pill, and I've talked about it a few different times, but this is going to be a red pill that's different than anything else because understanding what is running our inner world is mission critical, my friends. Mission critical. And you'll want to stay till the end because at the end of this, I'm going to bring it all back together. So what I'm going to tell you is what is the red pill really mean? And if you look in the movie The Matrix, when Neo took the red pill, did he even know what he was signing up for? And see, a lot of people that get into the entrepreneurial world, they make decisions based on a very limited amount of information. Now, that also means that they're going to show up the way they believe is necessary to create what it is that they want to create. And they find out real quick that it takes a lot more than what they think it has. And this is why 9 out of 10 businesses fail within the first 5 years. 9 out of 10, that's 90% of businesses fail in the first 5 years, right? And well, the good news is 10% of them make it, and you just focus on being that 10%. And that, my friend, is part of the red pill, right? Is because the most important thing for an entrepreneur, this is the most important thing, hands down, is knowing how to manage their inner world, right? And it's like I tell people, like, I encourage all entrepreneurs, well, everybody, to go and learn how to play golf. Now, I don't call what I do golf, but understand that it's a lot more to it than just taking a stick and hitting a little tiny ball. Like, it blows you away. And in that, you find out who you really are. How do you deal with when things don't turn out the way you turn out? And see, like, I've done this long enough that I see some really, really common denominators in high achievers, right? And they have this massive obsession with not failing, right? And what they end up doing in creating that filter is that they also create strategies that really get them to hold back. Because how can you really step in and own something if you're concerned about failing? Like, I'm a massive Formula One fan, right? And you watch these guys literally, like, I watched it happen last year where Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton were going around a corner and Lewis took him wide and put Max into the wall. I think they said that when Max hit that wall, he hit, and they have G indicators on those cars to see how many G's they hit. It was 56 G's when he hit that wall. He's doing close to 200 miles an hour, like 150 miles an hour or something like that. And he gets back into the car and he just drives it like nothing happened, right? That's being able to put the past where the past is and then being able to stay present and focus on what it is that we want to create. But see, if we've had this timeline of where we started and where we're at today, and we have all these stories of certain things that we have experienced that didn't turn out the way we wanted them to turn out, and we have labeled that as failure, our subconscious is going to literally sabotage anything that has anything to do with us filtering it through it being failure. This is so important, friends, because your subconscious is going to serve you the way it believes you want it to serve you, right? It does not negate things through positive or negative, right? It will literally, you're free from this. It will literally kill you if that's what it believes, if that's what you want it to be served, right? So this is why it is mission critical for people to really get in touch with their inner world. It's just like one of my favorite quotes is, if you do not make your unconscious conscious, it will control your life and you will call it fate. And that's by Carl Jung. And see, it is your inner world that is creating how you show up. And you putting in more energy, more effort, pushing harder is literally one of the biggest causes of breakdown, right? Because you're not able to get yourself up into higher vibrations because you are spent on, see, we've been taught some crazy things. One of them is practice makes perfect. Okay. Now I want you to think about that a little bit more, right? Yes, practice makes perfect. Okay. And our life is perfectly designed to get the results that it's getting. Why? Because it's mostly automatic. Like at the age of 35, if we do not make our unconscious conscious, 35, 95% of our life is automatic, right? Like you don't even think about how you show up. It's just boom, 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 automatic responses, right? So practicing those same patterns and those same programs makes perfect to get the results that you're getting. Okay. Practice makes permanent. Practice makes permanent. So we have to ask ourselves, is what I'm practicing literally aligned and congruent with what it is that I want to create? Right? Because friends, understand our environment's always going to be stronger than our willpower. Now, here's an environment that a lot of people don't talk about. The environment of what we carry ourselves in. It's called this human body, right? This body has primal programs in it that if you are going into fear, real or imaginative, right? And it becomes imaginative if we have all these stories in the past about us not making it happen the way we want. And then out of that, we end up creating doubt. And so now we want to do everything we can not to experience fear or doubt, right? Our body shows up that way. And it literally goes into fight, flight, or freeze or fawn, right? Our body takes over. Okay. So when you think about taking the red pill, like being committed to whatever it takes to make what it is that you want to create, being committed to go through whatever it takes to make it a reality, right? Like really think about, because see, it's easy for us, like I'm committed, right? Like I asked a friend of mine, he's an acquaintance now, he's yeah, that he was running his business, he was building a business. And I said, if this doesn't turn out the way you want it to turn out, can you answer the question that you did everything possible to make this thing a success? And he looked at me like, just really smart out, like, of course I would. I'm like, well, that's interesting. You haven't asked me one question about how to market your business. Right? Like, this is what I do. This is what I teach entrepreneurs. I show them how to show on social media. I show them how to 10x their businesses sometimes, right? Like I've had clients do well over 10x, like 20x. And see, the thing is, it's important to understand is that we've got to be able to look at the results and then being able to not have attachment to the results, and then seeking out the very thing that is causing the breakdown. And for a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, because a lot of entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs because they're not psychologically employable. Like I'm one of them. Like what I mean by that is I am psychologically unemployable. Like I do not like working for somebody. And because of that, I know that, and I'm going to be unhappy working for somebody, and somebody that hired me would be unhappy as well, because I'll just want to run the show. Right. And see, because I know that, then I have to be willing to do whatever it takes for me to become that which is required to create the outcome that I want. And see, most entrepreneurs, and I just like, go and sign up for the ROI Accelerator Challenge. Like I keep talking about that, but like if you knew what I knew inside of this, you'd be in it if you're not already in it, right? Is that in the Laws of Success course? I mean, I've listened to Think and Grow Rich probably 300 times, right? But going through Laws of Success, the thing that surprised Napoleon Hill more than anything else was people's inability to get honest about their inadequacies. See, friends, I didn't have a choice. I did the 12 steps. And 6 and 7 is all about me looking at how I was showing up in a way that was causing my life to suffer. And when I would suffer, that's what would cause me to check out. Right. And see, most people aren't willing to really look at what causes them suffering. Right. Because our ego wants to protect our inner world. Right. Like our ego wants to protect the patterns and the programs and all the biases that it's created, so that because again, most entrepreneurs do not want to look at how they're really showing up. They've got big egos, talking to myself as well, right? And when we do that, most entrepreneurs think that they need to be strong, that they need to be bulletproof, that they need to do it all on their own, that and I remember the last person I did work for, that I worked with before becoming a full-time entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur all my life, but becoming a full-time entrepreneur and haven't looked back since, he would brag about, I'm a self-made man. Like he learned to become the level that he was at self-made. Friends, that is the most ignorant way to learn anything. It's the most ignorant way to learn anything, right? Because even Neo, right? He was trained by Morpheus, right? There's always, because what's important about this is that you do not see yourself in the picture. You do not see yourself in a picture, and you're not getting authentic feedback on how you're showing up. Like, I can ask some really clear questions, and based on how they answer those questions, I'm going to be able to give them strategies that are going to support them in creating what it is that they really want to create. And see, there's different types of personalities. Like, I'm a very visual person, or well, visual, yes, visual, but I'm also I'm a vision caster. Like, I think very big. And that's not thinking I'm better than somebody that thinks small, because thinking small is a very details is what I'm talking about. Thinking small, like getting down into the details, is very, very, very important in doing business. If I'm not having something to take care of the details, I can destroy a business because I'm not willing to look at that aspect of it, right? If I show up and I'm a detail person and I'm an analyzer and I'm a supporter, then I'm going to really struggle when it comes time for me casting a vision and being able to promote myself in the business, right? You're not ever, 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 ever going to have a successful business if you just have one aspect of it. Like the 3 Ps: profit, product, and people, right? Like, you can have the most amazing product in the world, but if you don't believe in yourself and how you're going to handle things, and you have stories about how you've shown up in the past and created these experiences where people called you whatever, humiliated you, put you down, whatever, this is going to impact your ability to step into your greatness. It just is, right? And if your process isn't congruent and aligned, and there's going to be people that are going to fall through the cracks, that's going to massively impact your ability to stand in your power and move that product, right? It's understanding all 3 of these, right? And see, most people do not want to get honest about themselves. Like, I had to get really honest that I was a bumbling idiot. And I say that jokingly. Like, back then I thought I was an idiot. I didn't know how to communicate clearly, right? I blah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't know how to communicate clearly. And I've spent, the money is the small part. And it's been hundreds of thousands of dollars, me learning how to communicate more effectively. And there's still areas that I get to grow in. Like, Tony Robbins spent 2 years with Roger, I think his name is Roger Love, learning how to breathe effectively, right? Like, you look at people that are at the level that you want them to look at, and it took lots and lots and lots and lots of guidance, lots of coaching, lots of different wisdom, lots of different things contributed to fine tune this person on their path and where they're at. Right. So if you want to do something big, then you understand, model what other people have done. Like I think, Tiger Woods. I think Tiger Woods has most of the time had like 5 coaches. Like, I just got done with a lawyer. I think she has 3 coaches, right? Like, I've had 3, 4, 5 coaches, and sometimes I've always had one, right? But I've always had one person that I let know who I am and really show up that way. But see, I have no reservations in talking about me bringing up my fears, me bringing up my doubts, me bringing up the thresholds that I get to move through. I have no problem bringing that up. But see, I started this journey because my life depended on it. My life depended on it, right? Like, I started reading this book and it said, live a life that demands rigorous honesty. That's the red pill, is rigorous honesty, right? Like, what areas of your life do you get the opportunity to improve? How you talk to yourself, how you value yourself, how much are you worth? What areas of your life are breaking down? What areas of your life do you get to improve? How is your health? How is your environment? Is your environment supporting you? Or is it an environment that is jealous and insecure and wants to hold you staying at the level that you're at? What are the people that you're hanging out with? Like, all of these. And again, it takes getting rigorously honest. See, because, for you friends, here's the deal. It is our attachment to letting go, right? And I watched this with somebody who says, detachment is not wanting things. It's not about not wanting things. It's about not having those things that you want run your life. Right. And when you understand that your higher self, and this is what happened to me last year, and I've ran into it, parts of it this year. Like, I was been reflecting this last week. I was looking at where I was at last year. Whoa. Last year was probably the toughest, if not, it probably without a doubt was the toughest year I've gone through since my car wreck. Like, It was, oh my gosh, last year was incredibly intense, right? And what I started out going, oh, this is great. But see, what happened is my higher self went, okay, cool. There's some lessons that we're going to teach you. And in order for you to learn those lessons, we're going to have to strip everything away. We're going to have to strip everything away. And see, what I seen looking back on that, I can see how I created that, right? But it takes getting honest with yourself. Yes, communication. Like, think of the word communicate. Common, communion, Kate, right? Like, having a commonality within the communication, right? And we were never taught how to communicate, right? Now, think about the things that are like the most important things when it comes to us creating a life of abundance: knowing how to communicate, knowing how to communicate with ourselves, first of all, right? That's the most important part. Then us being able to communicate with somebody else, because how we communicate with ourselves, we are going to project onto somebody else. What I just said there, my friend, is super, super important. Again, you getting rigorously honest with yourself on how you communicate with yourself. And this is what I do with my students and my clients. And one of the first things I do to get you in touch with that conversation you're having inside of your head is go stand in front of a mirror nude. Just go stand in front of a mirror nude and start paying attention to that conversation you start having with yourself. Friends, you are the only person you spend every moment of your life with. You're the only person you spend every moment of your life with. It needs to be the most important person, or the most important relationship, not in a narcissistic way, like you don't need anybody else way. No, that's not what it's about at all. But you're going to believe other people are going to see you the way you see yourself. Right. And I get it. Like, I'm not everybody's jam, nor do I want to be everybody's jam, because there's some people out there that are not my jam. Right. and the people that I struggle with the most are the people that do not want to take responsibility for where they're at. Now, responsibility could just be the fact of being honest, completely honest with where they're at. Right. I don't have much time for people that don't want to really look at what's going on in their life and taking responsibility for that. Right. Yes, awesome. April just said, I know I can do that now, and I don't hate my reflection yes, that is a miracle. That's a miracle. See, and that's where with the ROI Accelerator Challenge, like this is my mission. This is my jam. And I know I keep talking about it, but the reason I keep talking about it is I got the red pill. I got the red pill, right? And you don't have to go through everything that Neo went through to figure out what's really going on, right? Is you looking at how do you value you? Because at the end of the day, that's what it all boils down to. How much do you value you? How much do you value what it is that you bring to this world? Right? Like for me, I do this like my life depends on it, because I have all kinds of evidence that supports the fact that when I have conversations with people, their lives radically change. Their businesses radically change, right? It didn't start out that way. And I started going on leaps of faith and started learning more and started doing what I needed to do in order for me to have the evidence to support what it is that I wanted to create. But because I've done it long enough, right? And I stayed in the game and I stayed committed. See, people, friends, understand that what is creating in your life, the reason you are creating what you're creating in your life is what you're committed to. It's what you're committed to. And see, most people hear what I'm committed to is outside of themselves. Like, this is what I'm committed to in creating. Okay, cool. That's what you think you're committed to until you start moving towards it. As soon as you start moving towards it, all of the stuff that you haven't wanted to look at is going to start coming up. And then you start finding out what you have been really committed to that has kept you from creating that. What determines the weight, the time it's going to take for you to manifest what it is that you want to manifest is a reflection of what you hang on to, right? And yeah, some of the people here are in the challenge and their lives are radically changed. And like, it's such an honor and such a blessing to witness people starting to change that conversation. See, what we end up doing, this is a red pill, friends. This is a red pill, is that we have a humiliating experiences in our past. Holy cheese and crackers. Yes. We have experiences in our past that were humiliating. Right? And we think the antidote to overcome that humiliating experience is talking to ourselves the way we were humiliated. Because as a child, we don't understand the distinction. These adults have had X amount of time to learn how to do things, right? And as a child, we just take that story on and we don't ever change it. We don't ever change it, right? And when you start looking at that, like we've all hurt people. Like this is one of the things to get super clear about. First of all, we've all hurt ourselves, right? Like we've all hurt ourselves immensely. Like how many times have you compromised yourself in your life? How many times did you make decisions that you knew that you were held in back immensely? How many times have you said something to somebody that devastated them? Right? How many times did you leave things undone because you didn't have the fortitude to end something the way that you wanted to end it because you didn't want to hurt somebody's feelings, and because you handled it that way, you devastated them. Like we've all been there, right? But see, and this is the thing, is that we run around protecting ourselves from other people hurting us, and we don't recognize how we've hurt ourselves. And see, what we do is we think other people are going to treat us the way we've treated ourselves and other people. Okay? It's just like a thief is always going to think that somebody's going to want to steal from them. Right? I'm not calling you a thief, right? I have been a thief. Like when I got sober, I had to go make some amends to a lot of people. To a lot of people. Like I was a piece of work. I was wounded, right? And see, it's not about you being broken. It's not about you being broken. We're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you, right? It's just understanding that you have some wounds that have been buried deep inside of you, and these longings that you keep getting and are going to keep getting until you start paying attention to them, or you're going to take it to the same place that all the other greater resources in the world are. Greatest resources in the world is the cemetery, my friends. Do not take your greatest resources to the cemetery. Like you're disservicing me by not sharing it with the world, right? And that's our ego. That's our arrogance, right? For me to think that I don't have something to offer this world is lower self-arrogance and self-righteousness, right? And I want to do everything I can to support you to get it out there, what it is that you want to bring to this world, right? Like I was introduced to the idea of being an author. Now I'm an international best-selling author 2 times, speaker, international speaker, coach, trainer. Like I got introduced to this idea 15 years ago. And from there to where I'm at now, holy crap. Like it's been an amazing journey. Like I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would have, I don't know, I think I got 7-8 products now, coaching the people that I've coached. Like when I was introduced to this concept, I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? I wrote out a check for $8,000. It was all the money I had. I had no idea how I was going to make any more money. Sold all my jewelry stuff. Like, oh, freaking out. Best decision I've ever made in my life. Best decision I've ever made in my life. Right? Did it happen overnight? No. It didn't happen overnight. And thanks goodness. Right? But I've stayed committed to it. Could have I done it faster? No, I did. It took what it took. Right? And see, this is one of the other things that people do is how do you talk to yourself when it doesn't unfold in the timely manner that you believe it's supposed to unfold? It takes what it takes. As long as you're moving forward, and sometimes you get knocked back, you take 10 steps and you get knocked back 9. It's part of the journey. But whatever you're on the journey, being a vision and casting it out there and going, I am committed to go through whatever I need to go through in order for me to make that a reality. Because the world needs it, my friend. The world needs it, right? It's just like when Tesla, trying to think who the other guy was. Wasn't Copernicus. That's a philosopher. It was, there was another guy that was, man, I can't think of it, that was credited with inventing the radio, right? And I think it was early 1900s, something like that when he did it. And Nikola Tesla was doing it at the same time. And they just reversed it here, I think, in the last 5 years, where Nikola Tesla actually got credited for inventing the radio or discovering radio waves and discovering the radio, right? But my point is that there were a number of people throughout the world working on it at the same time, just like the Wright brothers. There was a number of people that was working on it at the same time. They got credit of it because they did something with it, right? It's understanding we are all downloading ideas, and our doubts kill our dreams more than failure ever will, ever. Right? And the things that you fear, like this is fearlessness. I'm going to tell you what fearlessness is. Fearlessness is letting go of the anticipation of loss, right? And the reason we have the anticipation of loss is because we've lost something in the past, and our opportunity as an adult is for us to go back and find what we've lost in the past and reconnect it and integrate it to us as our whole self rather than our wounded self, right? Like that's true power. That is true power, like making yourself whole again rather than being fragmented all through your past because of all these experiences that you've had that you don't ever want to experience again. The reason you don't want to experience them again is because of the story you've created around that narrative. Okay, so that's my jam. That's what I show people how to do. I literally show people how to rechange their past. You can change your past because all your past is just a representation of what you made it. That's it, right? Like trauma's trauma. I get that, right? Been through lots of trauma myself. My clients have been through trauma. Like it never ceases to amaze me what people are willing to do to other humans. Like, whoa, like, wow, right? But understanding how behavior is created, it's liberating, right? Like one of the 4 agreements is don't take anything personal. Well, okay, that's a nice idealistic idea, but how do you do that? I show people how to do that, right? And understand that it is not personal and your subconscious takes everything personal, right? And the reason you take it personal is because you have a narrative inside of your subconscious that's getting triggered. That's it. Once you understand that, then that's your opportunity to move forward. So I appreciate everybody being here so much. It's always good to see everybody. I love all of you. I appreciate you. And I wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate happy Thanksgiving. And I am truly, truly grateful for each and every one of you. And if there's anything I can do to support you in any way, reach out, let me know. And if you haven't got a copy of my book, you definitely want to go get a copy of my book and sign up for the ROI Accelerator Challenge. It is like the best work I've ever done. And amazing things are happening with people over there. So much love to everybody. Have a great night. Be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. And may you step into your true value, not the value that you believe that you are, because that's your smaller self. Step into what divine created you to be and pay attention to those longings that are in your soul that are asking and wanting and committed to coming out and allowing yourself to surrender the parts of you that are keeping you playing at the level that you've been playing at. It's time to rise, my friend. Like 2020 taught us that. Like this is the reset. Like hindsight's 2020. It's time to step into your greatness. The world's been waiting for you. Okay. So much love, everybody. Till next time. And as always, live like your life depends on it, because it does. And you all deserve the best. Much love, everybody. Take care. Happy Thanksgiving.